Eyewitness News at 5 starts right now.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here at 5. A lot of excitement as it is at another day of bike competition in the streets of Charleston, which is exactly why we got team coverage for you. Bailee getting a one-on-one with an Olympic athlete. Gina focusing on the inspiration behind the kids, and we're going to hear from them in just a few moments. But first, I want to send things right over to Mark Martin with a recap on today's distance competition. Mark, there's a lot of races happening this week. Can you walk us through the details of what Wednesday's competition entails for these professional athletes?
Yeah, sure will, Peyton. I'll tell you what, it's hard to believe, but we're already at day 3 here of this wonderful event in Charleston. And let's take you out to the streets of the capital city, give you some early scenes of what unfolded here today. Now, it was the women's U23 bright and early today, one lap covering 16.7 kilometers. Later was the women's elite at 33.4, a 2-lap route. It's one cyclist on the course at a time going against the clock, and that was followed by 2 men's races at 33.4 kilometers, the divisions of U23 and the elite. What a thrill, as well over 900 in this sport have assembled here in the capital city for the competition. Race headquarters right here at the 4 Points Sheraton. Our Zach Brown caught up with some of those who were out there during the afternoon session.
Feels incredible. I've been chasing this feeling for a really long time, so it's awesome. You make sacrifices every day to be the best that you can, and sometimes it doesn't pay off. It hasn't paid off for me in 4 years, so for it to all come together today, it's an incredible feeling.
I came in here in not the greatest shape, and to pull it off and win is a relief, and I'm super blessed, so super stoked. It's a lot back home in the U.S., race mostly in Europe, and to come back here and race on home soil, it feels very good. Coming over in the U.S., everyone kind of knows who you are, and you have a lot more fans, and I'm super blessed to be racing on home soil, so it feels really good.
Feels really good anytime you get a chance to be on home soil. This is all leading up to 2 days of criterium action through the streets of Charleston. Then it will be road racing Saturday into Memorial Day. We are just getting revved up here in Charleston. Again, it is year 2 of this great event, and we have more team coverage. Eyewitness News anchor Gina Marini joining us now here on the streets of the capital city. Good evening, Gina.
Hi, Mark. It is absolutely gorgeous. A little windy, but it's definitely a much different picture from earlier today where we saw several downpours come through this area. These kinds of events are really exciting and inspiring for kids. I actually had a chance to catch up with some youth mountain bikers earlier this week. They came to last year's event. Listen to what they had to say about that.
West Virginia is just super small, and having these kind of famous people come into West Virginia and ride is just really crazy. I kind of thought about doing national racing when I get older.
And Finn wasn't the only one telling me about that. You're going to hear later tonight at 6 o'clock about the NICA mountain biking program he and a couple of his teammates are involved in. But I'm going to send things over to our Bailee Tucker. She has actually spoke with one of the top athletes today. And Bailee, what can you tell us about Kristen Faulkner?
That's right, Gina. Here in the capital city, racing on these roads, we have a decorated Olympic athlete, but this isn't her first time here in Charleston. She previously raced here before going to the Olympics. She's an Olympic gold medalist, a national champion, and this week you can find her racing through the streets of Charleston.
The community here is really supportive, so it's a nice place to be able to come race.
Kristen Faulkner helped Team USA win gold last summer at the Paris Olympics in 2 different disciplines, making her the first American woman and 3rd female Olympian to do so. But her journey didn't start on the podium. Instead, it was a borrowed bike.
Yeah, I started with a free introductory women's cycling clinic in Central Park. It was a hand-me-down bike that was built for a guy who was 6'3", but I just went in and people welcomed me and showed me the ropes.
She didn't punch her ticket to Paris here in Charleston last year, but the city still holds a special place in her career.
I was a national champion on the road last year, so it always has good memories.
One of many elite cyclists competing in Charleston, the support from the streets is leaving a lasting impact.
The crowds here are always so friendly.
Now with the Olympics behind her, Faulkner is looking to the future to chase new goals and celebrate how far she's come from what started as just a hobby in Central Park.
Yeah, it was a dream come true, and yeah, I think it's nice to come back here and have that success behind me and look for new goals.
Faulkner competed in the time trials today, coming in second place, but she'll be racing in the road race later this week, so make sure you tune into that. Reporting live from Canal Boulevard, Bailee Tucker, Eyewitness News.
Bailee,